And ABC reporter Deborah Rice joins us now from Sydney Airport. Deb, what's been the reaction of passengers as this news has been filtering through?
Well, yes, the news has come as a huge surprise. In fact, passengers have been finding it very difficult to get information about what's been happening. Now, there were people who were in transit. They were actually waiting in the boarding lounge, had their bags already on flights, and were suddenly told that they had to effectively disembark, that they hadn't got on the plane yet, and collect their luggage from the carousel and go to the transfers desk. There they were waiting in queues to find out what the problem was and what the solution was as well. But they were very confused, and I would say that a lot of them were assuming that it was strike action that had actually closed the airline down and it wasn't grounding by Qantas, and they were learning that as they were standing in that line speaking to the media mainly. And then they were also telling their stories. One woman who is trying to get home for her son's cancer treatment and is now unable to do that, or unsure whether she's going to be able to do that. Apparently there are a total of 7,000 people, 7,000 passengers in the air when Qantas grounded its planes. So once they land, they won't be able to go on to their transfer flights and so on. Around, 1,300, I believe, international passengers waiting at international airports for Qantas flights, ready to board those. So a lot of people have been caught out, and apparently another 13,000 passengers in the next 24 hours are likely to be affected. Now, as you can imagine, huge frustration. Here are some of the things they've had to say.
It makes you wonder why you would fly with Qantas, Air New Zealand.
Nothing till Monday, I was told. So, and I've just come through on the red eye from Perth and spent a day wasting time in Melbourne waiting for a flight, so not happy.
We got here okay, but our bags are locked in the system, and they just said try and get a Jetstar flight.
Some of the people stranded after Qantas's announcement this afternoon. Deb, Qantas has pledged to refund all passengers money they've spent on flights. Does that extend to everyone?
Well, it's a bit hard to know at this stage. There seems to be some contradictory information about the accommodation as well. It appears that if you were in transit, you should be getting accommodation, though there was one gentleman from Auckland who said he'd been offered nothing in terms of refunds or in terms of accommodation. He was just told to go walk around the airport and try and rebook something himself. But other people were actually being offered accommodation. Now, it turns out that if you were arriving at the airport to depart on a flight, as there were people going through to Tokyo and London, they didn't qualify for accommodation because they weren't actually officially in transit yet. So there'll be people getting pretty frustrated down in those queues right now, where they've already been sent once they've got their bags off the carousel again, and they'll be wondering what's happening and whether they're going to get out of here at all.
All right, Deborah Rice from Sydney Airport, thank you for the update.